Hi, sweets. Okay, so today we have a story time. So let's get into it. So I recently started hanging out with a new guy. Let's call him M. And he invited me to a Halloween pregame. So I go to the Halloween pregame, and a guy walks in a frog costume. And he had a hood on, so I couldn't really see his face. He looked a tiny bit familiar, but I was like, no, it's no one that I know. And then later on, M was talking to the guy in the frog costume. So I go over to them and I look at the frog costume guy's face. And I was like, it's you. Like, it was my ex who I haven't seen in probably like 2 or 3 years, and things with him did not end on a good note. Like, the relationship was a lot of fun. Fun is the word I would use for it, but the ending of it was not fun, and it was not mutual. Like, he ended things with me. I did feel blindsided at the time, and then like after things ended, he kind of like kept me on a string, like he would message me and want to hang out. And like we would still do things that seemed like boyfriend and girlfriend, but he didn't want to be boyfriend and girlfriend. And it didn't feel good to me. And finally, I just stopped talking to him. Yeah, so that's kind of where things ended. Like, it ended with me not having good feelings towards him. But in the past years, like, I have grown. And like, I did have the realization that, hey, he was doing the best that he could do. I know he's a good person. We did have a ton of fun together, and yeah, I know his heart is great. So being that it had been, like 2.5 years since I had last seen him, now like the emotions, like the angry emotions, the upset emotions, around the breakup are completely gone. So it was actually like, I was thrilled. I was so excited to see him. It was great, we were both mutually excited to see each other. It's awesome when you can look at it as like, okay, let's put all the drama aside. Why keep that at this point? It's good to see you. So it was cool how it really just felt like we were back to the friendship that we had. We danced, we laughed. Yeah, it really felt like a closure that I needed. And something that's interesting is like there is a market near in the area where he lives, and my friend has been inviting me to this market and I never go. I wonder if like subconsciously a part of me was scared that I was going to see him at the market because it's kind of near where at least he used to live when I was seeing him. But yeah, now that I saw him and like cleared the air, things feel good, that's out of the way. Yesterday I went to that market. It's like, yeah, it's bizarre how these little things, like, I do think can keep us away from certain things. Yeah, and wow, how good it feels. Like, I do think there was probably a little part of me that was always hoping I don't want to run into him. Now that it's done, it's like just a part of me has been cleared. So yeah, that's that. I've had people, I've like told some friends, oh, I bumped into that ex, and they were like, oh my gosh, how was it? Like thinking it must have been terrible. And when I'm like, it was great, it felt so good, it was so nice to see him and catch up, I can tell they're all shocked. But wow, I feel grateful and proud of myself. I'm so happy that like I healed and worked through that. To be honest, when he ended things with me, I felt angry. I remember, like, I'm not an angry person, but when he ended things with me, which is probably like 3 or 4 years ago, probably 4 years ago, I don't even know, I felt upset and angry. But I did realize in that moment, like, this anger is not about him ending things with me. This is about, I think, the way I think I was relating some of my emotions towards my dad to the ex. And like, I was able to see, my anger is not about him ending things with me. My anger is coming from abandonment issues from my father. So at that point, I bought an abandonment recovery workbook, and I started listening to different like abandonment podcasts and just hearing other people's stories, and really like, wow, it's so nice being able to relate to other people. Just like hearing people talk about their own abandonment issues, it made me feel like, oh, I'm not alone in this and I can work through it. Yeah. And then one other thing I'll just show y'all. So some of you know I'm a painter, and I actually made this painting during the breakup, like right after, when I was feeling anger. I wanted to feel calm, so I painted this. I call it Calm Water. Yeah, so that was something that helped me through it. So all in all, that breakup, although at the time I felt upset and angry, like, things worked out for the best. I learned from it, and because of the way that happened, I never let that happen again. And I know that won't happen again. I would never let someone like lead me on or like have me hanging by a string. But hey, live and learn. That's life. Live and learn. I'm never upset with myself. I was doing my best. He was doing his best. I think that's important to keep in mind. I do think like all the people I attract into my life are doing their best. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to talk about. I'm curious, have you bumped into an ex? Was it positive? Was it negative? I love being at the point where I'm feeling like if I bump into any ex, it's positive. My most recent ex, I did bump into him. The last time I bumped into him, it was really pleasant. I still did have like emotions towards it, but we were both so kind to each other. And that was the day that actually I felt like, wow, okay, I can really move on. And I think that's when my emotions towards him started to subside. So yeah, even if I saw him now, I think it'd be the same. I would hope on my end it would be the same. Like if I saw my most recent ex, now the emotions are gone. Like I hope he's doing great, and it would be fun to see like my friend, rather than like, I don't want to see the ex-boyfriend. I just want to see the friend, because with any of my relationships, like there was a foundation and like there was a friendship there, and that's what I guess bonded us, the friendship, and like enjoying each other's company and enjoying each other's minds. So what did I learn from this? That closure is freaking awesome. Like closure, even if someone like you don't think about them that much, closure is necessary. Now I do have a friend. She was a close girlfriend, and like she was going through a lot. I was going through a breakup, and it was just too much for me to balance both of our emotions, because when I would talk to her on the phone, it was typically her like kind of dumping on me or just like intense venting, and it was too much for me. So I did like more or less just stop talking to her. That one keeps coming into my mind. I know, which is making me know I need to message her and just clear that air. Because I never did that. And just seeing how being at that party with the guy, with the ex in the frog suit, how clearing the air with him, I do just feel like it's made me lighter and brighter. I'm going to try to do more of that. Yeah. I do think there are some cases where like you should not reach out to someone. Some people may not want to hear from you. If you're doing it more so for yourself than for them, and it actually may negatively affect them, I would say don't reach out. Maybe just write it down, speak it out loud, tell your therapist about it. But I will say, like, my first boyfriend ever, which was like 10 years ago, he messaged me not that long ago, like, wanting to clear the air. And to be honest, I was like, you're doing this for you, not for me. You messaging me actually doesn't make me feel good. I do think that you need to be able to, like, differentiate if you're doing it completely for yourself or if it's, like, a mutual healing. I think with this girlfriend who I stopped chatting with, I do know that like it will make her feel good too, if I reach out. Yeah, and there are other people who I have felt like I would like to send them an apology, or like just maybe not even that, but clear the air with them. But there are some where I'm like, wait, they don't want to hear from me. So I'm not, it would be selfish of me to send them a message. Yeah, so just keep that in mind. But I think clearing the air is great. It's great to feel like you can walk around your city or wherever you are and not potentially have like a super awkward run-in. Great. So thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I love you all. Have a great day. Give yourself a hug. I'm happy to be here. Yeah, I have exciting new videos coming. I'm thinking of doing the whole 30 because I'll get into that next time. Yeah. And then I guess I'll probably just do a video on like building self-confidence and self-love, because I think I've been doing a great job of that, and I hope that other people can experience that too. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, and I will be back next week. Love you all. Bye.